Does your miniature storage look like this? Or worse, like this? Imagine if it looked like this instead. In this video, I'll show you how to upgrade your miniature storage using really useful boxes, ferrous sheets and simple magnets. A budget-friendly system that's durable, stackable and endlessly customizable. Okay, so this is one of the 4 litres that I've already prepared. You can see the models fit in. It's pretty good for normal infantry kind of sizes. And then you can go to the 9 litre or a 9 litre XL. But for this one, I've just got some of my Star Wars Legion models in here. This is the Mandalorians, and they're just magnetised on the bottom there. But yeah, they're pretty solid. I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I think I put 2 magnets on Bosk, but everyone else is just 1 magnet. They hold pretty solid. The reason why I wanted to kind of show the difference between using these ferrous sheets, and this is one that I prepared using a magnetic sheet. This is good if you've got washers in your bases. It kind of helps it. So it does have its uses, but for our purposes of putting magnets into the bases, even Bosk with 2 magnets, I'm going to do them all, but you can see how they kind of slide around a little bit more in there. There your Bosk went. So you want to make sure if you're going to do magnets in the bases, use a ferrous sheet. If you're going to do washers into a bases for something that needs weighing down, use a magnetic sheets. And it's kind of make sure you're using the right tools for a job. But yeah, that bond between magnet and ferrous is a lot better. You're not kind of getting the loss of attraction. So for a tutorial, I'm going to do one of these 4 litre boxes. I'll make sure there's some affiliate links down in the description, and I'll probably put a card in there to show it off. These are the ferrous sheets I've been using. I just ordered them off amazon.co.uk. And then these are ones that I've been prepping earlier. So the way I lay it out is I get the bit that I'm going to cut in first, push it over to one side, and I get the full-size sheet and lay it on top. And you're going to see it does kind of push up against the corners a little bit. And then using a scalpel, I can just mark out. Let's put a couple more on there so I can definitely see them. And get those out of the way. And then we've got our metal ruler. Line up the bottom end of a ruler over the rest of the markers. Do one solid line, making sure you're putting pressure in against the ruler. That'll stop you from kind of tailing off. So keep this one for later. And then I always put the full-size sheet in first. So again, I'm just going to do a quick test fit. So that's looking fine. I'll put it that way around probably. Yeah, that'll be good. And then I prefer the self-adhesive just because it's quicker, it's easier. I don't have to worry about the drying time for super glue, anything like that. So peel, then kind of get as minimum contact points on the bottom, line it in, and then kind of pushing down, and you're just going to make sure that it's going to fit. It's not butting up against any of the sides. Smooth it out. What you can do as well, if you've got it too tight into the corners and you kind of get that edge rolling up, I take the knife again and I just push it into a corner and just push down on it. It kind of just helps it sit so you get the best adhesion from that glue. And then our filler strip. This is the same, you just line it up, making sure we're not overlapping it. Come down, push that in. Yeah, get your ruler. I like to just push down all the way around the sides. Yeah, that one's ready to hold some models. There you go. Easy as that. So for the actual models, we're going to look at the magnets themselves. So we have a couple of them where I'll put 2 in. You can see for these Legion bases, they're nowhere near the lip. For the Games Workshop ones, I've got some chunkier magnets on these ones, but even then it still sits flush. And even a model size with Great Unqueen one, I'll put a few magnets on there. This one, I'd probably, if I want it to sit really, really tight, you can kind of just add more. And I just use normal super glue. One useful tool that I have is one of these little magnetic handles. You get them for like putting on stuff on your fridge, but I always use it so all my magnets are always orientated the same way. So then I always peel it with my thumb and then push down, so the same part of the magnet's always going onto the base. And that just stops you from getting any issues where if you get them flipped and they fall over on the table or something like that, you can get cases where if your magnets are too strong, the magnet's going to pull into each other. If you've not got one, it doesn't really make a huge difference, but it's just a good tip. And I'll use this one. I kind of keep all my different size ones as separate as I can. These ones are good because they're really thin, so you can double stack them if you want it to be thicker. You can use 1s and 2s. Jump into like the giant ones. These are good for your vehicles. We've got 2 of these on the Great Unqueen one, and then 4 of these smaller ones. But again, I'll link all these different sizes in the description and what I use them for. So those are ones I've been using so far. Then the last thing I just wanted to show you was the difference between the 9 litre and the 9 litre XL, and why I grabbed a couple of XLs. I don't think you need too many, but it's definitely useful to have. So this is the normal 9 litre. As you can see, it's got lots of room in there for most models. Even standard birds should fit, so it's a good catch-all. But for my Great Unqueen one, it doesn't fit because of the sword. So anything like the Greater Demons, a lot of the tall miniatures, even some cavalry if you've got lances and like big, potentially pikemen, depending on what scale you're playing. The 9 litre doesn't quite cut it, you need the XL. And the only difference is it comes with a different lid. It still clips on the same, it still stacks the same, but it does give you that extra like 2 inches worth of space, I'd say, 1.5 inches worth of space extra. And the good thing is, because it is the same size, you can use it on your 4 litres to kind of give you a 4 litre XL as well, which we don't actually make. Having 1 or 2 XLs in your collection really makes it more versatile of a system. So for pros and cons, it is relatively budget friendly. They are stackable and modular, so as I showed you earlier, you can switch a lid. If you need the XL lid on a 4 litre, it's going to work fine, and it will continue stacking. They're versatile in that I have them for my hobby supplies. I've got rattle cans fit inside the 9 litres really well. These ones are transparent, you can see what's inside. It's nice and easy, and I'm hoping it kind of tidies up that layout. The cons, so it does require some effort and the prep time for magnetising the models. You've got to do that as well, right? They're not just going to work if you don't put magnets in. The other con is that it's not impact proof. There's no padding on those models. We're not rubbing up against anything while they're being transported normally. But for example, if you're going to throw them onto an aeroplane, carry on, anything like that, I wouldn't be using this method for that. I might still take the box with me, but I would definitely pack in a case. So that's where your Feldherr foam or your battle foam, those come in really handy just because they provide that little bit of impact protection, and there's a cushioning in there as well. We will be giving away a couple of these boxes that I've pre-made. I'm going to include 25 of the magnets in there as well, so you can get your early starter army prepped and see if you like the system. But yeah, once we reach 2,000 subs, make sure you like the video, leave a comment saying what army you're going to use it for, and we'll give one of these boxes away that's already done. It'll have the sheets in there adhered already, and there'll be some magnets in there for you to use. And then if you want a second chance, we are going to do a giveaway on Patreon as well. and you can find all the information for that down below. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, just jump into the comments or feel free to join the Discord and ask over there. And I'll see you again next time.